it once again.
Hi and welcome to Crazy Danny, and today I'm doing a special video. A special video where I feel how I feel about dealing with. I want people to know something. I want people to know, what is this? This is a 9-inch knife. Every year and every day in England, someone gets stabbed. Knife crime is the most highest increased crime in the country. 49% of people in Wales, 49% of people in Wales get stabbed. 49%. That is 49% increase since 2011. 2016, London, capital of England, 80%, near enough 90% of people get stabbed every day. Every day. Then you've got other cities. It is spreading everywhere in England. Every day you hear on the news. Every day you hear in the newspaper that someone gets stabbed for knife crime. Today, I'm going to talk about what can we do. What can people do to stop this from happening? This cannot happen all the time. Someone has to stand up and say no to knife crime. Is it really worth stabbing someone? You've got to think about that before someone picks up a knife and decides to stab someone. Think about your action. Think about what do you get out of it from stabbing someone. Nothing. 15 to 20, maybe 20 years sentence in prison, maybe more. You might go down for murder. You might go down for manslaughter. And you've got to think to yourself, to all those people out there, to all you lot, who thinks that stabbing someone is a good thing. No, it's not a good thing. It's a bad thing. Every year, like I said, every day someone gets stabbed. You've got to think about it. That could be your son, that could be your daughter, that could be your niece, that could be your nephew. Yeah, everyone has kids. Everyone's have kids. Every day we all worry. Everyone worries. Being a parent or not being a parent, everyone worries about their kids. Everyone worries about when you go out, when you're walking down the road, or when you get a bus, or you're on a bus, and you go to a different area, or a different area of the city. Depends where everyone lives. Everyone lives different. I live near a city. And it does frighten me. It frightens a lot of us. We all live in fear because of knife crime. And we all live in fear because someone every day dies from knife crime. Every day someone dies from being stabbed. Now, do you think it's time? What we all should end this? Do you think we should stop this? I reckon the government should be more tighter with knife crime. I think personally, things got to be done about it, because otherwise it's going to get worse. I mean, it's 2020 now, right? And you want to know what is the rating of knife crimes? Over 1,000 people. That's 1,000 people get stabbed by knife crimes. That's 2020. Going back to 2006, 49% of people get stabbed by a knife crime, and that was in Wales, only in Wales. You think about it, it spread all over England. every part of England, every part of the city, or whatever city you live in, or town, or village, or any place where you live, wherever you live, someone gets stabbed. It's now time for us to say no. No. This has to stop. This has got to stop now. We've got to get, the government's got to get the knife crime down. Down. People should not go out carrying around knives at all. Because, in the way I think, when the way I was talking about, people bullying to people in my last video, things what I was talking about personally, and I'm talking about this because I feel that knife crime is a very, very important matter. I feel like there's more. Knife crime is the most. It's one of the dangerous cases in England. It is the highest rating in England. It's knives. It's knives. And now, every day, someone loses their life. Every day, someone dies for being stabbed. Let me tell you something else. Well, I was born and raised in a place called Southend. Southend On Sea was once a very, very nice place to live. People was friendly. People was friendly down there. But, I've not been down there for over 30, I've not been down there since I was 30. I'm now 41 years old. I live in the city. I lived the last 13 years in the city. Even the city life has a high knife crime. But I'm talking about my hometown, Southend On Sea. People down there get stabbed in the daytime. In the daytime. In the daytime, someone gets stabbed. Doesn't matter. That's how bad Southend is. You cannot even walk down the road without someone pulling a knife at you, thinking it's cool to use a knife on someone. People might pull a knife at someone, trying, oh yeah, give me your wallet. Do you think that's cool? Do you think that's all? Oh, if you don't give me my wallet, if I don't give you my wallet, I'm gonna stab you. No, people cannot do that. People cannot go around thinking that it's cool to go around with a knife and stabbing people and mugging them. You got to realise it. You get caught by the police. You get caught. There's law. You get caught and you go down for a sentence. 15 to 20 years. Could be manslaughter, could be murder. It could be for life. So you've got to think about yourself. You've got to think about your life because you only get one life and one life only. Right, and one life only. Is it worth it? Is it worth it stabbing someone? No. This has to be done. This has to stop. This has to stop now. People go around stabbing. It's because it's because someone's white, or because someone's black, or someone's Chinese, because someone looks different. Because someone's got a different ethnic culture. It doesn't matter what colour you are. Doesn't matter what colour you are. Doesn't matter. Knife crime has to stop. It has to stop. I'm speaking my mind on this subject because no one has got the guts to stand up to knife crime, to talk on the national YouTube about something like this. I don't know if I am a coward. I don't know if it's stupid for me to talk about it, or if I've got guts, and stand up and say, and people thinking, hey, this person is talking about knife crime here. You know, in England, knife crime is one of the highest rating of crime. Over one, you know, each day is over 1,000 some cases of knife crimes. Every day, someone gets stabbed. Doesn't matter. And that this is the point for what I want to say. That could be your son. That could be your daughter getting stabbed. That could be your niece. That could be your nephew. You know, do you think? How would you think if that was if someone stabbed your kid? You would worry. Because parents worry. Parents worry about their kids. You know, the future of their kids. So, you know, let's think about this. Let's make England a safer place. Let's start believe and say, hey, this person's right about knife crimes. Let's, you know, government has to put their foot down and be more strict about knife crimes. Everything you think about, you know, people out there live their life. You know, you live your life as to the maximum as you can. You know, let me tell you something. Let me tell you a mother, too fat. Let me tell you another part of my life, right? And I'm gonna tell people when I was back in the day when I was living back in Southend. I was about 24, 25 years old, and I was basically I was doing a bit of agency work, and basically I was on a train. I was on a train going back home. I went from the train from Basden back to Southend on the train. I was working I was doing a bit of agency work back then, you know, back in my 20s. And what happened? I was on a train, sitting there, minding my own business, and two youngsters, have to be between 18 and 20 at the time. They might be older than that now, yeah. But back then there is young people who was on the train when I was on the train, and basically they was walking up and down different they was walking up and down the carriages, looking a bit iffy and dodgy. Anyway, I noticed them and I thought, well, hang on, these two people are acting a bit suspicious. You know, and I'm sitting there, I'm sitting on the train. Anyway, they went past me they spotted me and they went past me a few times. And I was constantly watching them. Anyway, 20 minutes later, they came back to the same train carriage where I was sitting, and they come for the same way. Spotted me still sitting there in the same place. Anyway, one of them come up to me and said to me, "Give me your wallet." And you know what I said? Do you know what I said to that person? Do you know what I said to that person? This is, I don't know if this is brave, or I don't know if it's courage, I don't know if this is stupid. But do you know what I said to that person? If you want my wallet, you've got to fight for it. Anyway, that person pulled a knife out at me. And do you know what I did? I got up. And I defended myself. I managed to grab that knife at that person's hand, and I threw that knife on the floor, away from someone stabbing me. There was two of them. The other guy was trying, yeah, basically, I was basically defending myself. I took on two guys. You know, that's probably not the right way of doing it. But there's other ways we can tackle knife crimes. That is just a sample. I mean, yeah, I walked away, probably with a bit of a bleeding nose, because I was fighting. I was attacking those guys. I was defending myself. And do you know what? No, it may not be the right way of doing it. But defending yourself against knife crime is probably has courage. It probably has emotions. I think all people, if you're a single person, if you're young and old, and you're worried about your kids getting stuck, worried about your kids when they get older, what will happen to them? Would someone pull a knife at them and stab them? Oh, I think kids to go to karate. I think people should go to karate and learn to defend ourselves, because it's about time that we stand up to knife crime. Do you think it's, knife crime is the biggest crime in England? Like I said, 49%. Knife crime in Wales is 49%. That is pretty high. That's technically 35,000 people. Near enough a year, someone gets stabbed. 80% to 90% are mostly cities. London, Birmingham, Manchester. Basically, goes on. Newcastle. It goes on. Any part of a city where we're living in England, someone, you hear it on the TV, on the news, newspapers, internet, social media, every day of our lives, someone gets stabbed. Now, do you think it's about time everyone does something about this? This is, something what I feel, what I feel personally, of my personal opinion, knife crime should stop. I don't want to see people going, young people these days thinking it's okay to go on stabbing someone or mugging someone, or thinking it's fine doing that. I think it's fine pulling a knife at someone and killing that person. Because no, it's not. Because at the end of the day, you go down for manslaughter, you go down for murder, 15 to 20 years sentence, maybe more. It depends it depends on the case of stabbing someone. So before you decide to take a knife out in the streets, at any kind of streets in England, doesn't care where you come from, you think about your reaction. You think about you think about your reaction before raising a knife up to someone. You think about how many years you get in the prison. Do you really want to have your life inside a prison? Do you really want to have been in prison? Do you really want that kind of life? That is the main thing that's the main thing you got to talk about. That is the main thing you got to think about. What do you really want in life? Do you really, if you go out and stabbing someone, you're not going to get a career. You're not going to get a career out of it, because people don't want to know you, because you have a criminal record of stabbing someone for manslaughter, 15 to 20 years, maybe longer, 13 years. It doesn't matter. In a day, someone dies from knife crime. In a day, you got to think about it, right? You might be, if you're a young person, 12, 13, 14, you got to think about what you want in life. Do you want to go down the good route? Do you want to have a good job when you get older? Do you want to have a nice house? Yeah, do you want a nice car? Do you want to do good? Do you want to do you want to make your life worth living? Or do you want to go down the dark route and stabbing someone and going down 15 to 20 years sentence? Because if once you have a police record, and once you have a police record of someone stabbing someone and you go down for life, it's going to be harder for you to get a job. It's going to be harder for you to get back on your feet. And, knife crime shouldn't be like that. People shouldn't go out in the streets with knives. We all want to live in a safe world and a safe country. England is probably one of the worst places to live, especially when it comes to knife crimes. And I feel that people need to know that it is wrong. It is wrong to carry knives in the streets. It is wrong to attack someone with a knife. It is wrong to do anything like that to anyone. And this is my opinion. And this is how I feel. And I did said on Thursday about my game when I was doing my gaming video that I would do a video Friday or Saturday. Well, this is it. This is my video. This is a special one off. And I want people to put a like on my comment and leave a comment. I want people to realise that this is the real world we live in, and real things do happen, and we need to stop knife crime now. It has been going on for so long now that that knife crimes increase every year. Every year it increases. Every year someone dies. Every day someone gets stabbed. This knife crime's got to stop. It's got to stop. Doesn't matter what I said. It doesn't matter what colour skin you are. Doesn't care if you're black. Doesn't care if you're white. Doesn't care if you're Chinese. Doesn't care if you're Indian, Pakistan, from Poland, or any other ethnic country out there. In a day, we say no to knife crimes. This has to stop. And this has to stop now. Yeah. I might be the only one person who's speaking my mind about this. But how many more people will watch my video and follow me? How many people out there will say, hey, this person's got a point? Because in a day, you've got to think about your kids' durations. You've got to think about when you have kids, or if you've got kids, you've got to think about their future. It's not about your future. It's not about, you've got to think about their future. And think about what could happen to them when they get older. Now, I'm going to leave that to you. Of how you feel for me saying things like this. It is not right to stab someone. It is not right to kill someone. Like I said, every day someone gets stabbed, and every day someone goes down for manslaughter and murder, and also attempted murder. So 15, 20 years, maybe more, depending on the case, you can end up in prison from it. And you got to think to yourself, the most important thing, you got to think to yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth mugging someone and stabbing someone? No. Because at the end of the day, you end up getting caught, you end up going down, and you end up getting a police record. And it's not worth it. It is not worth it. So this is a special video, I said. about knife crimes. We say no to knife crimes. Be heard. Be heard. We have a voice. Let's lose it. Let's stand up to knife crime. Knife crime has to stop now. Now is the time for it to stop. That's the time for the government to be tighter, to be more strict on knife crime. This is time for everything to get back the way it used to be, where people didn't used to stab people back then, because people used to think, back in my day when I was younger, when I used to fight, we fight with our fists, we don't fight with knives. Knives is for wimps and cowards. Remember that. Remember that. You remember, stand up to knife crime, defend yourself, and get your kids to learn karate, judo, boxing, any kind of defence, because knife crime's getting worse every year, and then the rating goes up. Like I said, 80 to 90% of knife crimes are in cities, like I said, London, Birmingham, Manchester, Bolton, etc. It's, Wales, 49% rating. Come on, what to think? It's England. Knife crimes is higher. It's the same. It's the same sort of thing with USA, with gun crimes. People over there getting shot. It's the same with England with knives. Let's do something about it, and let's do something about it now. Now I'm gonna leave it on to you. I'm gonna leave this discussion. Well, I'm gonna leave this discussion about it, and get everyone thinking, get everyone talking about it. Anyway, that's all I've got to talk about. That's all I've got to say about knife crimes. There's probably a lot more people who out there probably thinking, well, he could be right. Well, anyway, it's goodbye from Crazy Danny Gaming, and talk to you all soon. Take care. Look after each other. Look after yourself. Goodbye.